Alright guys, check this out. We're back with the Aussie dollar. Just pulled the trigger here on a new bullish position, and I would definitely like to share with you all the insights I have on this particular technical situation. I really like the setup that we have here. This is a very strong bullish setup. Let me go through from the bigger picture. We'll start from the bigger picture. When you look at the monthly chart here, you can easily identify two legs, right? Two legs. So it is a potential trading range. I'm saying a potential because only two legs here is not enough to determine a trading range. At this point, I think price could generate the next third leg, and at that point, we will definitely begin to consider this trading range as a genuine one. But so usually I'm not too fond of trying to catch the third leg, right? Because this is what I call a non-established trading range. But the nature of it still makes it pretty attractive, to say the least. So now I'm mostly talking about what happened here on the downside, right? We had a downside leg, no doubt, but then we had that swift move. Take a look at that move from the weekly perspective. Really incredible swift move we had here. That was back at the end of 2018, at the last week. We saw that incredible move that bounced back so strong just to come back and take a look, close back above that particular support, 70.29. That's the bottom key level of a local lower scale trading range. This is actually a very established trading range. You can see we have all the legs that we can ask for. But the fact of the matter was that I think that was the moment, that huge spike here that kind of signaled the end of that downside leg, right? And by the way, it also took the previous low, right? The base of the first leg. That's also something we should take under consideration. And more than that, it came back and closed right above 71.34, the mid-low key level and main point of reference at this point. So if you think about it, the whole spike here, right from that very lowest low all the way up when price met that 72.58, I consider this to be the first upside segment, right? So basically price was ending that downside move right here, and this was the first upside segment in what may become the third leg, as we saw coming from the bigger picture, right? So what we had here over the last few weeks, I would say probably 5 or 6 weeks, I think it was a technical downside correction to the first upside segment, because we're definitely still in the range of technical correction by definition. And also, of course, the fact that price went straight to that 70.29 again. Take a look at this amazing touch base. I mean, there were probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts to break below 70.29, just to show you what an incredible support that is. And I think it's going to hold, right? So basically what I figured out that this is probably a technical downside correction, and we should see an upside move that begins, maybe already began, and it could be the last one in this trading range, meaning it should break outside above that, the limitations of the blue setup, and reach first an important key level, which is the 1.236 Fibonacci projection of this whole move, which I consider to be the fourth leg, right? Take a look. This was the first, second, third, all the way down, fourth, all the way up 5. And if this is, if I read this correctly, and this is just a technical correction, then we're still in that fifth leg. This just one part, just a part of the fifth leg here, and we should be approaching the next upside segment that could be the last one. And also, of course, that would fit the bigger picture, right? As we said, price should go all the way. And this is kind of a medium to long-term perspective we're talking about when we look at the monthly chart, because a full upside leg, right, all the way to the higher section is a pretty ambitious move, and we're talking about 78.25. That should be our last final destination. So we're talking about 800 pip, 750 actually, 750 pip of potentially speaking, of course. So we got a few obstacles along the way, right? But once we started to lift off here, because this is probably too early to pull the trigger, but I do like to do that sometimes. So we do want to have some more of that positive momentum coming through. The official trigger level, guys, is actually right here, this cluster of two key levels, one on top of the other at 71.35, 71.34. That's our official price trigger. Sorry, that's our official trigger. So once price crossed that key level here, that cluster, I'll feel a lot more comfortable to start and increase the position significantly. All right, starting with stop loss level at 69.35. That's about that for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.